The assumption of most insiders is that Singapore will be just the first of several races that fall off the calendar in the coming weeks, as F1 boss Stefano Domencali and his team struggle to play a game of three-dimensional chess while trying to deal with the constantly developing global pandemic. Last year, F1 managed to conjure up a 17-race season in the face of the unprecedented challenge created by COVID-19. Former F1 boss Chase Carey was always adamant that a normal calendar would return in 2021, and before handing the reins to Domenicali he came up with a record 23-race schedule. The hope was that, helped by vaccination programs worldwide, the impact of COVID would diminish as the year progressed. Focus was placed more onto what degree races could be opened up to fans, a crucial factor in determining how much promoters would be willing to pay for their events. This weekend's Azerbaijan Grand Prix is the sixth round stage this year, and the events coming up in Europe look reasonably safe. However, the run of flyaway races that starts with Russia in September looks even more perilous now than it did in January, and the fear is that, after Singapore's cancellation, others will start to fall like dominoes. Nobody expects the final calendar to look much like the one that we are currently working to, and the chances of making it to 23 appears slim. Last year the first target was 8, the number required for an official World Championship. The second milestone was 15, which triggered full season payments in many TV broadcasting deals. Brawn told teams last week that this year's minimum target is actually 20 races, essentially because some of those broadcasting deals have been renegotiated. Unsurprisingly, TV companies who paid for 22 races in 2020 and ultimately only had 17 to broadcast, and thus sell ads or subscriptions around, wanted a more favourable arrangement. Charles Leclerc, Ferrari SF1000, passes the Airbus H125 camera helicopter photo by Mark Sutton, Motorsport ImagesThis. This year things are unfolding in a very different way compared to 2020. Last season the original calendar was thrown away during the spring lockdown, and a new one pieced together as and when venues became tenable. Races were announced, or in a few cases reconfirmed on their original dates, 2 or 3 at a time, sometimes just weeks in advance, until we finally reached 17. This year F1 started with a full 23-race calendar as a notional target. But even before the start of the season Australia was switched from March to November, while China was moved into a reserve position and replaced by Imola. Later Canada was cancelled and replaced by Turkey, which then itself had to be called off due to red list quarantine requirements in the UK and France. To bank an extra event with the minimum stress, a second Austrian race was added, with France moved to make space.